welcome back. Okay, so this is a couple of days after the West Ham the West Ham game. I made a video, but there was some like noise in the background. I guess some songs and stuff, and it was getting hit for copyright infringement. So I was like, I'll just make another video Monday morning. So here I am. I was very excited to make that video the other day because I think against West Ham we got a little glimpse of like us of what Ruben has been doing, of what Ruben Amorim has been doing. So you look at all these questions that have been surrounding him from all of last season pretty much. Is he the right guy? Is he the right guy? Blah blah blah. I made a video. I believe he's the right guy, but we saw in that game that it's been improving, right? That we're improving in in his style of play and his formation and everything like that. And we saw that last season from the Ipswich game on. I'll keep saying that from that game on, it was a completely different feel to how we were playing, a look of how we were playing. We were finally building up from the back. We were actually creating chances. We just couldn't score. And that was the biggest thing last season towards the end, that I think he knew we were just lacking. We were lacking goals. I don't think he wanted to get rid of Rashford last season, but he had to make a point, right? That's one of the biggest things about why I think he is the right guy to bring us back. He's doing everything that like a real manager has to do. He's got to make tough decisions. He's got to put his foot down. He's got to say, this is how we're doing it, and everybody get on board, or like, see you later. It's how it goes, right? You captain a ship. Crew members don't want to be on the ship. You got to get off the ship. It's as simple as that. So I think he just needed to. He did what he needed to do correctly. Like, he didn't come in and say that they were problems or whatever. He just said, hey, you have to buy in and you have to conduct yourself a certain way. And if you don't do that, then I don't want you here. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think Amarim is somebody who believes that the team, like, camaraderie, the togetherness is what leads to being able to become champions, and that's definitely true. I do believe that you need a certain level of connection between the players for them to be able to get to the highest of levels. They don't have to be best friends, family, brothers, whatever, but they have to have a level of loving going to practice together and playing games and wanting to fight for each other. I do believe that there's that, and he's building that, and I do enjoy that as a former player, somebody who still plays, not ever professional, but at pretty high levels, like underneath professional. And it's nice to have a team like that. When you have teammates like that, you go to war. I just did a little reunion with a team that I grew up playing, that we won, like, some titles and some stuff with that. It was just fun to see them again, and to be close with them, and talk to them. It was just fantastic. So I love what he's building. But let's talk about that game. Okay, was that Kobbie Mainoo's best game as a Manchester United player? Even if it's preseason, even if it's only like 65, 70 minutes, he was he was more all over the place than I've ever seen him in a Man United shirt. He was winning balls back. He was taking people on, giving goes, just controlling the pace of the game a little bit better than I've seen him control it. I was extremely happy watching Kobbie on Saturday. I didn't know how the Ugarte, like, it was gonna work, but it works. It works. Kobbie looked really good. I think the comments we heard from Amarin, where he was saying he had to pick up like his pace and stuff, I think you saw that. So that's a fantastic thing. But it was also nice to just see us come out, and even though we didn't like possess the ball greatly, I think we like showed a dominance over that game that was nice to see. I hadn't really seen like a that kind of like feel to it, where we just were the better team. I felt like it was nice to see that again. especially because West Ham is a tough little team. So to go in there and pretty much dominate them, it felt good. Apart from that, Ugarte, fantastic. Ugarte was fantastic. He won. If he can be the type of ball winner that I saw, yeah, that we saw on Saturday, we can wait on a midfielder, because I mean you could kind of see that Kobe and Ugarte midfield could work. Like it could work. So yeah, I mean it's not something that I don't know about the midfielders. Like I think right now we can't be that obsessed over getting a striker. I mean, I obviously wouldn't mind Sesko coming in. I think that is only happening if we sell Garnacho and Anthony, or if it's like Anthony and Malasia and who else is on the chopping block right now? It's Anthony and Sancho, let's say, right? I think if you sell Garnacho will probably bring in 50 million, probably the least that he'll bring. So that could definitely bring Shesko in. But apart from that, I just don't see us getting another player. And I don't want us to try to get somebody and like just just do bad business, let's say. I don't want to I don't think we have to be nervous over it. I don't believe that we have that what like I don't want to do something that is just impulsive. I don't believe that it's that dire really. If you look at what we saw on Saturday, Hoyland looked like good. And Hoyland, it's not a thing that Hoyland's been horrendous, honestly, in my opinion. When you watch the games, if you really pay attention to what's going on instead of just like watching the ball and the stats, Hoyland has been making very good runs since he's been here pretty much, but last year especially, he would get into places where he just wouldn't get the ball, and that's unfair on him to when it comes to the goal scoring and those stats. I believe that we just weren't very good getting the ball into the box and to him early. But he's really not that bad, and he hasn't been that bad with us. I think he just never got service. I mean, we're a team that barely crossed the ball last season. We barely crossed the ball. I mean, Dallo never crosses the ball. He's supposed to be an offensive like defender. Where is that? Because his offense is god awful, but never crossed the ball. Dorgu kind of started crossing the ball a little bit towards the end of the season. He needs some work on that, obviously, but he looked good during the game. Like everybody looked good during the game, honestly. Like the lit looked good, Haven looked good, Yoro looked good. Like like the whole team looked good. Obviously, the subs didn't look good. That could be attributed to coming off the bench, not touching the ball before you play. Those things they affect you. You sit on the bench for 70 minutes after warming up. That affects your body. It affects they just looked really slow, honestly, and some of them just are definitely not gonna be on the team. But Mbomo and Cersei, for example, aren't there yet. So that's two players that would have came on, and we probably would have looked better if those two players were there. I mean, not probably. We would have definitely looked better if those two guys were there. So I'm not really that worried about the bench and stuff. But it just felt really good, and you can see why, like what he did last season in being stubborn and playing his style of play is what's gonna lead us to being a good team this year. If he came in during the summer, not only did he have would he have been focusing on cleaning up the BS that has been Man United until he got here, he would have had to teach this team from from day one how to play his system. Now they've had 6 months of ups and downs, and honestly, the last since the Ipswich game, I didn't really see us having that many downs. I know we lost games, but I didn't feel like we lost games because we just weren't playing well. Like I just think we lost games because we couldn't finish. It's as simple as that. I, there's plenty of stats that show that we created enough chances, that we took enough shots during games. That I mean, last season I think I saw the same West Ham game or team. Let me see. Yeah, we lost 2-0, but we took 20 shots, five on goal, and four big chances created, and we lost 2-0 to West Ham. So like those are the things where those results last season, they weren't what they really seemed like. They weren't as bad. Like Tottenham, the Tottenham game also, for example, in the final, right? Tottenham final, we had 16 shots, six on goal, three big chances created, and we didn't score. We lost 1-0 to Tottenham in the finals of the Europa League. Even that game, we were better. We just couldn't score. And the beautiful thing is we have two players now that have been scoring consistently in the Prem for multiple seasons. So they've shown that they can do it, and now they're on our team. Like it's as simple as that. And if you haven't seen the growth of this team, if you haven't seen how we've improved our play in the formation, that we actually have a style of play, then like what else do you want as a Man United fan? I get it. I get the winning. I get that you're desperate to be at the top again, but we are realistically far behind a team like, let's say, Liverpool. They signed so many good players and they already had good players. Like we are far behind them. But we're going to catch up because next season we'll have more money. We'll already have a system. And when you look at the team, we're really only missing a couple of pieces. And this season, you might say we're missing one less piece, let's say, because Hoyland could have a season this season where he scores 15 goals in the Premier League, maybe 20 total with the FA Cup and EFL and all that. And you'll have people going next season like, can Hoyland be the guy? Because I believe that he's going to score more goals this season. With Cunha and Mbomo there, first of all, the defenses have to worry about Cunha and Mbomo, so he's going to get a little more space in the box. He has two players that are just better than what we had last season. While I love Ahmad and I think Ahmad is a beast and has great potential, and Mbomo's better than him right now at the moment. While I love Garnacho and I think he has great potential, Cunha's much better than him at the moment. So you're just we got better. We got better as a team. We are still far behind the best teams, but we're not as far behind because last season I think the results weren't indicative of how good of a team we kind of were becoming. So I'm not that afraid of playing games next season. I do still believe that we're behind City and Liverpool, but apart from those two teams, like Arsenal and Chelsea have improved and they have good squads. I just think we have a better coach than them, so I think we're gonna be better. But we'll be fighting against those two teams for, I would say, top four. Um, I okay, top four might be pushing it, but I'll say top six. 100%, we're fighting for top six. I don't believe that we're not one of the six best teams in the Prem this season. Even if we don't get, let's say, Sesko or anybody else, I think our starting lineup will be dangerous enough to win a lot of games. And since we're not playing Champions League or Europa League, we're pretty much gonna have our starting 11 for every game, and that might be the only the only good thing about not playing Champions League this season because we're just not deep enough. We don't have enough talent really to compete for the title, let's say. Or especially if we had to play Europe this season, it would be really tough because we just don't have enough players. We don't have enough talent. We really don't. So it would be hard, because you play that many games. There's bound to be some injuries, and unfortunately, that would really hurt us if we were playing both competitions and we lost players. Right now, if we lose players, it's gonna be tough. It really is because we don't have that much depth or like super quality depth at positions. So it's gonna be tough. It really will be. But the only bright side of not playing Europa League is that we're only gonna play one game a week. That, as fans, is gonna bring us back to like the 90s. I feel like in 2000s when we were only watching one game a week, but we're gonna hopefully be able to see the best team every single week of our club. And I feel like that's not a bad thing. I'm really excited about this season because I think every game we're gonna give everything we got, and that's the only thing that's like the best thing for me. And we played pretty nice football the other day. So if we continue that, that's it. That's we're going to get back to where we need to be. I think we are. I think we're definitely going in the right direction. We're doing everything the way that like a good club does it. Yes, it was slow business with Mbomo, but the contract and the way we're paying that was fantastic business. Cunha was good business. The players that we've been bringing in have been good, have a good characteristics. They have a good player profile when you're looking at them. Haven, Diego Leon. All four of those people that we brought in have been are players that you're excited about. Youth with potential, and like and Dorgu, and players who can play like it already, and then Bomo and even Dorgu and Cunha, right? Those players could play right now, and they're still young, 25. I mean, Dorgu's obviously like 20, 21, whatever he is. Really good quality young players with potential for cheap, and very good still young players just entering their prime with clear history of performing. So it's been really good. It's been really good. It's been really, really good. I like the way that Amram has handled the players that don't want to be here or that aren't super focused on United. Everything has been fantastic. I am super excited, honestly, to start the season. I'm excited for Wednesday. I know Bomo's not going to play until Saturday, I guess, or whenever our third game is. But I'm like, let's go. Like, let's go. I'm excited. I'm excited. The season is really not that far away from us from starting. So let's get it. Honestly, if you're not a United fan and you're not excited, if you're a United fan and you're not excited, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. But glory, glory, and I'll catch you guys next time. Let's go.